Back to these questions now about the Russian airliner and if ISIS was responsible. Remember when the president said if a JV team puts on Lakers uniforms, that doesn't make them Kobe Bryant. He told that to the New Yorker in January of 2014. Since then, the Islamic State has seized enough territory to become the dominating terrorist group in Iraq and Syria and is now suspected in bringing down that Russian airliner, killing 224. Here's Republican Congressman Mike McCall on that.
He called the JV team, but now we're seeing ISIS bring down airplanes with bombs, which is what Al-Qaeda did. As you said, the greatest aviation disaster since terrorist event since 9/11.
Katie Pavlich, editor at townhall.com and a Fox News contributor. Marianne Marsh, former senior advisor to Secretary of State John Kerry. Start, Katie. If indeed this plays out the way people like McCall are saying, and the initial reaction in which the president later came out and he said he wasn't specifically referring to Islamic State. Now, where are we?
We're in a big mess. And I think when you look at the strategy the Obama administration is putting forward now with wanting to send 50 special operators in to take care of this issue in a non-combative way, according to the White House, you're really mincing words here. Every general that I've spoken to and military leader I've heard speak about this issue talks about how President Obama's strategy not only isn't going to work, but is dangerous to the people, the American troops that we're sending in, and it's dangerous to the interests of the United States and our own national security. And look, we are at the Lakers level, according to President Obama's own words. We have ISIS who's killed Americans publicly on video. We now see that they may have taken down this jetliner plane. And the bottom line is that we should have acted a long time ago to take care of this threat, but the administration was more concerned with upholding their false narrative that terrorism was on the run, and therefore we've allowed the JV team to become the varsity team. They now have a ton of territory, and U.S. interests are now at stake and have been for a very long time.
You know, Marianne, if indeed this is true, ISIS arguably is a greater threat now than Al-Qaeda.
It is. And 2 points here, Bill. First of all, since the JV comments, the President of the United States has always relied upon the intelligence reports he has provided. And we have read, in the last few months in particular, how many of those intelligence reports downplayed the threat of these things. So let's put that aside. Number two, it is clear from the president's actions, which are more important than his words, frankly, that we are now fighting ISIS in Syria and everywhere else. And the fact is, we could use more help. It is the one thing President Obama did not want to do, and when he ran for president said he did not want to do. Most Americans don't want to do it. After being in 2 wars for 15 years, we should have never been in. And our allies feel the same. But now we have no choice. And if indeed ISIS did put that bomb on the plane out of Sharm el-Sheikh, then we do have a big problem, and it requires everybody and everything and all of the above strategy, not just bombing, and all of the above, economic, cultural, educational, humanitarian, to stop them. And that's what we have to do, because we're the United States of America. We have to do it if others don't come, but it's in everybody's interest to stop them.
This is serious stuff here, Katie, and you wonder if it plays out this way, what we do that is effective.
Well, the president needs to ask himself, what is the point of the strategy here? And I quite frankly don't think the Obama administration is putting forth a strategy really to win. I mean, you look at what they're doing and you look at the military officials who have looked at the plan who say it's not going to work, and you have to say, is the Obama administration sticking their head in the sand, offering a solution to look like they're doing something, and hoping that with the remaining time that the president has left, the clock runs out and the problem is passed along to the next person to A, uphold President Obama's political ideology, and B, to really absolve him of any responsibility of making tough decisions. He is the president. He needs to make decisions on this. And again, I want to stress, the national security of the American people is at stake here, and it's about time the White House acknowledged that.
It's a big deal. I'll get you another answer next time, Marianne. I apologize for that.
That's okay,
we're about to get cut off here. Marianne Marsh and Katie Pavlich. More to come on this. Thank you, Katie.